Okay, so according to TripAdvisor.com, Albuquerque is one of the top 15 vacation destinations that travelers are raving about. I love that.
And that was awesome news. The Duke City ranks right up there with Nashville, Tennessee, Austin, Louisville, Branson, Missouri, and Scottsdale, Arizona. You can see the list there, and of course you can check out the entire list at Casa.com.
Yes, but in the meantime, Megan Mayo with the Albuquerque Convention and Visitors Bureau has details. Hi, Megan.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. We love being on a good list, don't we? This is a great list. And so how did TripAdvisor.com actually determine which cities make the list?
Well, it's actually a review of who's talking about what cities.
Okay.
So Albuquerque is one of the cities that's being most talked about positively by people who are using TripAdvisor, which is great.
Well, I can certainly see why.
Yeah.
But of course, we want to hear you talk about it. You know, those cities that we just listed, they're all very different from one another. What is it that's making so many people attracted to Albuquerque?
Yeah.
Well, some of the big things that people really enjoy about visiting here is, of course, the authenticity and the culture, great access to outdoor recreation, and so many amazing events, and of course our cuisine. That's always going to top the list that people are talking about.
Definitely. I mean, would you say that the chili is one of the most unique things that tourists find most attractive about the city?
It is one of the things that we see the most on our social media that people are talking about. We'll post something about balloons, and they are talking about green chili.
Oh, sure.
So every time that we post anything, there's a comment about green chili, so people love it.
That's great. Well, what are some of the specific attractions? I mean, because even when you live here, you know, you want to check out the things that the tourists are looking at too. So what are some of those best attractions?
Well, I think there's some of the kind of common things that you might think of: going to the biopark, going to Old Town, spending time in Nob Hill and experiencing the Route 66 feel of Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And of course, planning a trip around an event. Of course, we have the Balloon Fiesta. We're the largest powwow in the country during the Gathering of Nations in April.
Amazing.
So there's a lot of really interesting events that happen here that bring people to Albuquerque as well.
Definitely.
Well, can you tell us some more about some of these events, like the historical events and cultural sites located within the city?
Well, specific to culture, we have a whole vast array of things. We've got Petroglyph National Monument, which is great for a cultural experience, but also an outdoor recreation if you want to go on a hike.
Right.
You know, we have things that are a great little day trip, like Tent Rocks, or possibly a trip down to Salinas, Pueblo Missions. So you can really do a lot of things with Albuquerque kind of as your home base for day trips, you know, really in this area that are really easy to get to.
Tent Rocks is really cool. You know what?
I
have some pictures. I'm going to bring them. I'll bring them on tomorrow.
You have to do it.
You have to go there.
Okay.
It is really cool. There's
And
so many
it's
people who
only
haven't been
45
too.
minutes.
Yeah, it's only a few minutes away.
That's cool. I love that. And you know, you do a lot of outdoor adventures. You're a very adventurous person. So what are some of those specific outdoor adventures that are really drawing people to the city besides that?
Well, on this ranking, some of the things they mentioned were biking, hiking, golf.
Golf, yeah.
Of course, that's huge. A lot of people come here for the golf. It's very, very affordable. Our mountain is so close to the city, and that's very uncommon for any other city. So you can be there, you know, from 20 minutes from your hotel to be on a mountain bike. There are plenty of places that offer biking tours. So lots of ways to get outside, and we heard about the great forecast for this week. Even in the winter, you know, you can be skiing or snowboarding or snowshoeing. So lots of great different opportunities for whatever your interest might be.
So right, and not just as an individual or for adults, but kids too. Can you tell us about some of the family-friendly activities that visitors find here really appealing?
Well, we definitely talked about the biopark. That is a huge appeal. With the train connecting all the different entities, you know, people love getting out there and experiencing that outdoor opportunity. Going on the tram is a must-do for, you know, almost anyone that comes to visit. That's like the first thing everyone does when they have visitors in town.
Best.
And really, it's a nice place, as we were talking about outdoor recreation. You know, you can do that with young kids. Go out and take a hike, and it's free.
Yeah, it's a really family-friendly state. I mean, that's what I love so much about it. Is it doesn't matter what age you are or where you come from. There really is something for everyone. And so I'm curious what the convention and the visitors team is actually doing to just keep on attracting more visitors for business and for pleasure.
Sure. Well, of course, we're constantly advertising and getting the word out there. My job specifically works with travel writers, and so we bring them into the city, and they get to do all of these things and experience it themselves to then turn around and write about it on blogs, on newspapers and magazines. So, you know, we also work a lot with social media, and that is a huge following. We have over 70,000 fans on our Facebook page, and
amazing.
A lot of those are locals, actually, so it's a great place to kind of find out what's the latest and greatest on on what's happening in the city.
I love that. You know, I was just away and I brought my Best Of magazine that I had from, you know, ABQ the mag, and I was showing it to so many people, and they didn't even realize just how much this city has to offer and how much the state has to offer. They were like, this is amazing. This is where you live?
Right.
So it's a really cool feeling that we live here.
It is. I'll tell you what, if things don't work out for me being a meteorologist or on the style show here,
yeah,
I'm going to be a travel writer.
I think it's a good gig.
Be good at that, actually. Yeah.
It sounds like a great gig. You just get to travel and come to New Mexico.
Exactly.
So many things to do here.
It's so true. And I mean, there's something from the whole state. I mean, and it's amazing the weather. I mean, you know this better than anybody, that you could be down south and it's a totally different day than when you head up to the mountains. So, and you don't have to travel out of the state to get the winter-like activities and even the summer. You could be playing golf in one city and going skiing in another.
I think you could work for us. Yeah. That's the tagline we use all the time.
It's not hard to talk about all the good things here.
Thank you so much, Megan.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate that.
Well, stick around. Ahead, we're going to be talking about health habits. Do yours need an adjustment? Dr. Alan Miner with Health Quest Chiropractic is next.